Pull it up and see if you can hear me. That's fine. Yeah. Fortnite Battle Pass. I just shit out my ass. Boot it up. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I gotta figure out how to get the audio going. But what the hell? I don't know why my desktop audio isn't opening up at all. Yeah, I don't know how to have it. Yeah, it says desktop audio, but it's not picking anything up. It might not be. All right, test now. Yeah, that wasn't it. Uh, what? Can they hear? Could you hear yourself when you said that?
Penis.
Oh, that one worked, I think. Say it again.
Yeah.
That's not even a joke,
Penis.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. I heard penis, yeah.
Penis.
All
Penis
right.
works!
Are we good?
Okay, okay. Yes, are
All
we good
I
right,
to go?
hear
Let me
sick.
myself.
just change like the little message or whatever, and then I'm just gonna mute. You
Oh, you changed the
introduce
message, bro.
us,
Vontae Mack,
Lunar.
no matter what.
We're just gonna Squishy mute with me. He's gonna introduce us, and then we'll talk, and then I'll do my introduction, and then
Yes, man.
we'll go.
Yo, what is good, OLS people? Welcome to the most exciting time of possibly the entire season for some people. The OLS draft season, dude. Who knows who's gonna be drafting who? I'm here with my two homies, Regul, who will be around here for just a minute before he goes off to do his own draft, and also Squishy, my co-caster for the night. What's up,
Oh,
boys?
What's up?
morning.
So
Uh,
guys, I just want to say a quick little. Sorry, Lunar. I'm just gonna do my quick little introduction. As I actually let me put the announcement out so people know that we're live. Um, but quick little rundown of how draft works for people who haven't watched us draft or are new. Pretty simple. Every captain has a set amount of points that they've been allocated based on where they stand in relation to like the entire League of Legends champ pool, like player pool, not champ pool, player pool, and also the strength of OLS overall. As you can see, points are a little inflated because we have a lot of high MR, high skilled players in this OLS, so it's definitely gonna be a very competitive one. And how this drafting works. I'm sure Lunar and Squishy will run you guys through it while it happens, but we'll have an order. They'll each player will put up another player for an auction that's draftable, and from that pool, whoever's put up, they'll have like some info on them. They will be bid on, and the highest bidder essentially wins. They get their points deducted from their overall points. Pretty simple once you get past the first one or two, you know. And obviously, my amazing streamers here will guide you guys through it. And just some overall changes that we mentioned, we'll talk about everything. All of this will be an announcement, but we will be doing Fearless. And I know some people are a little worried about how Fearless is going to work, how it's going to impact people that might not have a lot of champion kind of play the game and play their own. They want to play their own champions, and we do want to enable that, but also have the opportunity to watch Fearless because it is rampant. Like everyone's doing it. There's a whole um international tournament for it, and it's honestly a really fun thing to watch when you watch like these pro players that are like these high skilled players that can play multiple champions, you know, watch them duke it out on many different things. So what we're gonna do to make it a little bit better for people who tend to not play that many champions, we're only gonna do fearless for players that are above gold. So gold and below, you guys are good. Essentially how fearless works is the champion you play will be banned for your team for the rest of the series. But if you're gold or below, essentially it won't be banned. So you will have probably up to only 3 or 4 bands compared to the whole 5 bands. So hopefully I should make it better for some of the lower elo people, some of the people who don't have that many champ pools, and we can still get to watch like these high elo players play 50 different champions and suffer. um, that's mostly it. We'll run through some other updates, but I do want to get draft going, so we'll just go get the captains all prepped up, and yeah, thank you so much
Y'all.
for casting, guys.
Yep. Thanks for
Of
running things,
course.
boss. Also, now get out of my chat. Yeah, get him out of here.
Old man.
What a loser. Yeah,
I know, but
Squishy,
it
how
was
are you doing
yapping.
tonight, bro?
I'm
Now
doing
that now
great.
that
How
we
about
can
you?
finally talk about this guy, bro. Oh, I'm
I know,
vibing, bro.
right? Finally free.
I'm ready. I'm excited to see, where everybody goes. Who's gonna throw their team, drafting their friend. That happens at least once a split, you know.
It's going to
Uh,
be entertaining for sure.
it's gonna be, yeah. We are auctioning people, TDL. It's true. Okay.
Legally
Uh,
speaking, we're not though.
yeah, in game. We're
In game,
auctioning them
yeah,
in
yeah.
game. Yeah, that's the important part. But yeah, so we'll see how long it takes him to actually get the draft going. But let me adjust the actual sheet here so we can see it a bit better. So this is sort of how all the points are set up. So Squishy, you're familiar with how the format is here? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Um,
familiar with it.
so as you can see on the right, you can see the player their total points. I'm told that this is out of a scale of 175. So for example, um, Nightshine at the very top, he's got 158 points. That means he can draft. He's got to disperse those 158 points among four teammates. Um, and since he's got 158 instead of the 175, that's sort of implying that he's worth like 13, 14 points, I believe, something like that. I'm not a
Yeah.
math major. Uh, and so, the players who are higher rank are inherently going to have a bit less points. It's just to make sure that things are fair. It wouldn't really be ideal if a Masters player could draft like two other Masters players and a Gold player could draft another like two Master players, because then you just have way, way, way too many good players on one team. Um, but generally, there's a couple of different strategies that I've seen over the years in OLS at least. Um, 90% of the time, I would say there's about half the teams total are there to draft like one or two of their friends, and then they're gonna draft like one or two other people to fill in wherever their two or three friends don't play. Um, there's the Megapoola strategy of just drafting five Chinese players. That
That's
worked.
quite the strat.
Yeah, that worked pretty well for him one split. He did win that. Enrique's points are an absolute tragedy. Yes, they are. I lobbied to have them lowered, to be honest with you. But we can't
Damn.
always get what we want. 87 might just have to be the limiting factor for him. Um, I've seen many, dude. Back in the day, Squishy, I used to run OLS for a bit, and I
Yeah.
had to click and like manually change Enrique's points to be lower. I had to handicap him like manually because the system we had just didn't work. He had one split where he had way
Damn.
too many points, so he just picked like way too many good players, and it was not fun for everyone else. We were playing for second, so I said that will never happen again. You're permanently, yeah, I'm
Good
kneecapping you.
choice.
But yeah, of all these players, I think there's a lot of returning players. Um,
New ones as well.
yeah, a lot of new players, a lot of returning players. And it's actually looking like the very first player has been thrown up to auction, which is going to
Ooh,
be
I see it.
TDL. Yeah, so TDL, he's one of the more new players around. Um, he plays, I believe he plays in mid and top. I spoke to him a couple times. He's a pretty chill dude. He's at the World's watch party we had. Um, I doubt Alex is actually spending 150 points on this man. All right, yeah, that got deleted pretty quick. I think we should
Coward.
hold. I think we should hold him to it, but
We should. Definitely should.
I think that was probably just like a test run that Rags was doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the
We'll
way
just
that
pull away with
things will go is we will have, as you saw, they'll throw up somebody's name like that. Um, Everybody will start throwing out numbers, right? Those numbers are just how many points they're bidding. Usually, if there's two people who type the same number at the same time, Rags will just type, or he'll verbally call out whose was first. Um, and then they have a countdown. So if it gets to one and you have the high bid, you get that player. There's a bit of a meta sometimes, Squishy. Uh, you don't want to have the guys who are looking for their friends just get their friends for free, right?
Yeah.
But you know, if you push it too far, you might end up with like a gold player on your team that's pissed that you didn't like get him on the team with his friend. So it's
Yeah.
a you know it's a balancing act.
You need strats for it. I think when I did it, I had no strats. It was a big gamble.
You know, hey, sometimes you gotta throw the dice, bro. It's been like eight
Got for fun.
years. It has been 8 years for some of you guys. I know. It's very funny. I was looking through the list of people. So there's one guy on this list, Kofta. I thought I recognized his name because I thought I'd seen him before. He's like an OG player from the Facebook group. The last time that he played in an OLS split, he was a Mundo main, and Mundo was not reworked yet. That's
Oh
how
shit.
long this man has been around. His Mundo's W was still a toggle, bro.
Damn.
He had like 300 games on Mundo that split, and then I guess like Mundo got reworked, and he said, "Nah, I'm out." And now he plays a Mumu, which is like the closest thing to yeah. He hit diamond with Mundo, with old Mundo, bro.
Domain is
Now he
crazy though.
plays now he plays a Mumu, which is like the closest thing to a Mumu W. Like a Mumu W is like really really close to Mundo's old W, but genuinely hilarious. We'll
Yeah.
see. You know, that's how the club used to be, bro. All right. There's been a lot of people around, and we have a lot of people coming back for this split who have been out for a long time. So it'll be interesting to see if the Zoomers can beat up the Boomers, or you know maybe there's some new alliances get forged, some new teams come
New
out.
enemies.
We'll see. Mundo rework wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long. It was like
2022.
four. Yeah, it
I
was like
set it up.
3 4 years ago.
Hell.
He's so. Oh, I'll read out this comment. Yeah, dude. This is Kafta. More lore. I started season 3 with Mundo before the new Rift. This was they
Damn.
reworked the like Summoner's Rift in season 3 or season 4. He demoted from silver to bronze and said, "I don't want to keep dying in League anymore." And then Googled champ that never dies. Then I played 531 Mundo games to end the season with
That's
gold.
crazy.
Dude, when I first started playing, I went on like the forums and was trying to find like champions that I should play, and some dude fucking trolled me, man. He actually ruined like my first several years. He told me to play old Yorick, who was like a just a turbo cringe champion.
Damn.
Told me
Never even
to
played the
to
Holy
hit up
Grail.
Teemo and play Singed. Those are the three, bro. I didn't like Singed, but I liked playing Teemo.
Teemo is actually one of my mains. Top
Timo,
four, I think.
Timo York and Mordekaiser, dude, old Mordekaiser, where uh you'd press R on somebody and they would just take like you put like a. Are you familiar with old Mordekaiser ult?
Yeah, yeah. When he takes the dragon as well. That was
Yeah,
sick.
yeah, yeah. Dude, that was the best, man. You just click them and then they just burn to death over the course of like 30 seconds, 40 seconds. There's
It's
nothing
just
that
like
can
a
do anything.
stronger Trundle,
Yeah,
right?
Regs, we're good. Let me see. Yeah, it's like a strong Trundle ult, and it would just burn forever. The first man is up. Y is getting bid on right now. Y is he used to be a top laner for the longest amount of time. Now I've been told he is playing ADC this split allegedly. Um,
Allegedly.
we'll see. I don't know if Y really has the sheer insanity required to play ADC in OLS. Um, it's known that in order to play ADC, you kind of have to have a streak of insanity in you.
Either that
And
or
he's
just
a
know the
he's a
sport
really
really well.
quiet guy, but I guess we'll see. If he can make that transition, or maybe somebody drafts him and they throw him top lane. I see JB Roaster's throwing his hat in the ring. Alex is throwing his hat in the ring. JB Roaster, the last time I believe he played with Y was when he was playing on my team for the Broken Vending Machines, and Y was his support.
Yeah.
I don't know if Alex has ever played with Y. Usually Y traditionally plays with his team of like three friends that he always plays with, him, B-Bone, and Willie. But not
Good
too
to still
much to.
going.
Yeah, they're just rolling. Oh, he got
So
it in right before that sold.
last second.
We'll see if they respect it. Yeah, they respect it. Oh, yeah. You
Damn.
see, this is that. The buzzer beaters go crazy, man. JB Resser, he's checking his, he's checking his wallet right now. Oh, he pops it to 40. Now keep in mind, I think
Does
Y
it go higher?
is a platinum player. I think he's plat one right now. Now he's actually a bit better than that.
Gold.
Yeah. So JB Roaster gets who's the guy at Pit that invented River Shen? I don't remember who invented River Shen. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Isn't that Pianta or something?
I don't know, dude.
Rivershen is one of the first videos I've ever watched on League.
Uh huh.
Inspirational.
Dude,
I tried it once,
how'd
fucking
that
into
go?
my ass off.
I mean, that's a bit rough, you know.
Yeah,
Nick Ellis is up next. Now, Nick Ellis,
starting off with 10.
yeah, 20 straight up to 25. Now, I think that's interesting because Alex is traditionally a jungler, and I think uh, Kombuchasaurus himself only really plays jungle. Oh, they're just gonna
Oh,
Rags trying
last
to get a
second again.
buzzer beater in. Let's see if he's gonna mod abuse his way into getting this player. They're arguing in the chat right now. What? I clicked it,
Definitely
and
arguing.
I'm just like, yeah, skull react this clown, idiot. Type it faster, moron. You had like 30 seconds. Uh, that's an interesting pickup for Alex. And like Alex typically plays jungle. There have been some rumors that he's gonna play some other positions this split. Nick Ellis, super good player. I listened in on this guy's comms one split. When like we couldn't get a caster, and so they casted the live stream like a
Yeah.
player perspective, and he was like actually trying to win like really hard. And sometimes that's a
Damn.
lot to ask for somebody. You know what I mean? Not a lot of people have the ability to like talk the whole time. But he did, and he was doing really good. Jung
Oh,
is up. Um,
High
I would,
Master.
yeah, High Master. Jung is probably the best ADC not named Nunu 680 in the draft. And the amount of points that are getting thrown in to uh, pick this guy up is pretty evident, right? I think 53 is really light for him. I think all these Masters players should be going for at least 60.
But they
Um,
gotta play it safe with the points, or else they're fucked in the long run.
well, you gotta consider like if you're not spending that on a high tier guy, there sometimes you can win with a team of like 5 Emerald players.
True.
But if you are one of the gold or platinum captains, and you're not, that's why Nolan is really a mega pull here. He's really putting in the points and doing
Yeah.
his due diligence because at the end of the day, he's like a platinum player. Sometimes you gotta just have like you gotta have somebody who's there to like hard carry you pretty much, you know.
No, definitely.
Not just making a solid run at Viper though. Um, and Viper, he's a really good player. I played against this Samira one time when he was still the barcode guy, and
Yeah.
he was listed as like a platinum player, and he
Yeah.
curb stomped us like bad.
But they're locked in.
57 to Nolan. I mean that's a pretty good pickup for Nolan. I think 57 is pretty cheap for a Masters player, but I guess we'll see here in the coming picks. It can sometimes be, it can be a little hard. Yeah, if Krusty Krab didn't have 87, he's bidding on that. Honestly,
Yeah.
Enrique, I almost think you should have bid on it anyway, bro. If you have two Masters players on the same team that are like high Masters players, legit, the real deal. Um, I don't know if you can. Can you lose? Is that possible?
It's possible, but unlikely, I'd say.
I mean, that's a pretty large. Here, I'll make this a little bit bigger for the time being. That's a pretty big investment for Nolan now. He does still have 88 points. So if you look at it, if this is only costing you 57, you have 88 left. So you've an average of what like 30 points or something like that per player.
Yeah.
You're probably able to net yourself like a couple emeralds, a gold, and then you
Pretty
have 4 emeralds
safe.
and a masters player. Or, platinum, 3 emeralds and a masters player. That's a pretty solid team.
Yeah.
Goldie guy. Now there were some rumors saying that this may be Goldie guy's last split. If this is
He's gonna lock
yeah,
in then.
He
Plot
might
armor.
have to lock in, yeah, and get like a solid. Look at all these people bidding on him, man. He's the heart and soul of every team he's on, and that's a fact. He's a fun guy. I like him. But I think he said today in the chat that his I guess he plays on a Mac. He plays on a
Yeah, I
MacBook
saw
Pro,
that.
which is kind of cursed in general. Um, but I guess they're discontinuing it or some shit. I don't know. Who is
Believe it.
Arjun drafting for? I think Arjun is drafting for Charles. Yeah, he is. 10 points for Goldie Guy. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, not bad.
What rank is he? He was gold one last split. So I think he's like in the bottom 20% of ranks for the split. But to get a gold player at 10, you'll see by the end, dude, there are some bronze players who will go for like 20 points because that's all people have left. Um,
No
there are like
way.
silver players who will go for like extreme amounts of points. There was one split where Y actually went for 150 points because his friend like drafted everybody that he wanted, and he had like 150 points left over because all his friends are like silvers or golds.
Jesus.
Gama. Gama's up. Yeah, this guy's he's just a solid top laner, bro. What can be said about the man? He's a boomer, but he's a
Oh,
solid
really?
boomer. I had to check his playoff record, and he he gets he was on the one seed he was on a 1 seed team that got beat by an 8 seed team in like his first season.
Huh?
Yeah, he got hard upset, dude. Him and Enrique did. They got upset by Hamster Society, bro. That's a rough way to go out.
Oh.
Enrique's getting clown reacted by everybody.
He's locking in though.
He might get clown reacted every time he puts up a bid, to be honest.
Oh, I'm doing it too.
Yeah, I think I'll join in. I've never been one to turn down a dog pile. All right,
Yeah. Especially on Rags.
Arjun is making him break out the wallet though. Are you required to play the position for which you're drafted? No, you don't. So whenever you get like your team, you don't necessarily sign up for positions. Now, I mean, if you get in game and you and the boys are like, hey, Kofta, you gotta go top lane, brother, and you go, nah, I'm playing river shit. There may
Nah.
be some issues, right? But like, most teams are gonna have. There is always somebody who gets autofilled, and that just kind of is what it is. But
It should
you
work
don't
out though.
necessarily have to play. Like if you're actually a player who is a jungler, and you get drafted to play ADC, and then halfway through the season you go, maybe I should be in the jungle, and my jungler should be autofilled. It's not like you have to play jungle the entire season.
Yeah.
Gotta convince my team my Smite Singe support go kind of crazy, bro. It'll make your ADC go crazy. All right, you that man will be taking the insanity potion.
I
Uh,
trust it.
Tiny Tater, bro. This Tiny Tater guy, I know nothing of him. He has no draft preference, no allegiances, no reputation. Sometimes that's a good place to be in too. Squishy.
I wouldn't know. I don't know shit about OS.
Going from 26 to 38 is kind of crazy. I don't know if this was a typo, to be honest. Although, I mean, he's a diamond player. 38 is a reasonable price. I think it's probably a bit light, even.
Maybe.
Uh, yeah, I mean, there's not too much I can really say about Tiny Tater. I mean, there's just not a lot of info out on him. Sometimes that can lead to some. Evidently, Krusty Krab wants him real bad. Uh, it looks like he is a mid or top player.
Dogpile goes
Um,
crazy.
Enrique commonly is a jungler. He's played mid in the past some. He can play anywhere. Really, this picture is insane, by the way. Um, he's been around. He can play every position. He won a split subbing in for support for a guy who was like a semi-pro. So he's legit. But it looks like Jimmy Roaster is gonna snatch him up, uh, which puts Cole Larson down to 49 points, which I think he's managing his points pretty well. I don't know. What do you think?
I think he's doing fine on it.
I mean, 49 points to get two more players, like, you could conceivably get another diamond player, and then you would have to roll the dice on, whoever's left over. But
Should be pretty solid overall
at
though.
that point, your team consists of you, a player, why should, he's realistically, like, Emerald, I would say, is where his skill level is. Yo, this is that awesome Nooner guy.
Negative is
Now,
crazy.
I heard a lot of things about this guy. Okay,
I heard he's the best
I
ADC.
hear he's
NA.
alpha, bro. I saw a news report yesterday saying that he actually has a Lamborghini and that he will let people who draft him, ride around in it.
Dude, I
Um,
also heard he saved like that orphanage from the fire.
yeah. Well, no. So I think that one was like a misnomer. I think he saved multiple orphanages, is what I heard.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but in addition to that, I think I actually heard he has and now anonymous sources, okay,
Yeah, of course.
that he actually has an entire franchise of animal rescue shelters. Um, just a really swell dude. Um,
Honestly, he's my hero.
extremely extremely attractive women just lined up outside his door begging
I believe
daily.
it.
It's pretty crazy. And then getting bid up to 64 points. That's a lot of points, and
He deserves more, I'd say.
I I'm not sure I'd say much more. Okay, because that's
Yeah, like
you don't have that many
at least a
points.
hundred.
But what are the captains doing? They're trying to win the split rags. You should try it once. Um, looks
This
like
Rax
Arjun is
guy,
gonna
he's like,
stick it up to 65.
oh, anymore?
Will Pepperfessor push forward? All right. I'm
Cold.
going for 65 to Coldy Guy Gama Charles. Okay, wait, that's actually not too bad. 41 points left over. Okay, okay, okay.
It'll be more though.
Yeah, that's a decent setup for a team. Me and Charles gonna run this. We gonna run this. Worth more than a Masters player. Hey, if that Masters player is Rags the boss, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if on a serious note, I'm not sure I should be going for more points than Jung, but we'll see, dude. I'm making a push for Masters this split, so.
Damn, high opening again.
Yeah, big high. This is for Ulysses. Ulysses is a hell of a player. He's before Enrique came back, I'd say he definitely was the best jungler around. I don't know why Nigel's trying to draft him because he only really plays jungle. I think. I actually no. I know exactly why Nigel is bidding up. I think this Ethan fella, he's brand new to the split, but he's friends with Ulysses. Nigel, a longtime rival of Ulysses, I believe.
Oh,
So 70
gosh,
points for Ulysses. He's gonna
70 is
he's gonna
crazy.
squeeze him, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, Nigel too. Yeah, make. I should have been saying that. That's my bad.
Yeah,
This is Nigel too, to be clear. He lost the rights to Nigel one in a 1v1 last week, so
I watched it. It was crazy.
I know. Was it? I heard they had three. They had a best of three for it. Is that true?
That was absolutely true.
And
And
he
our current
lost.
Nigel won.
That's that's rough, man. To be a
Skill
to
issue.
be an
Nigel issue.
allegedly diamond player and to lose like that for your name,
Must be humiliating.
that's tough. Steven, Chansey himself. Chansey? A he's a bit of a figure in the OLS space. Um, he's the kind of guy where sometimes he'll hard carry games, and sometimes you see him somehow lose to a Malphite as Silas, which I didn't even really think was possible.
That's
Yeah,
possible?
no, he got curb stomped. He went like 0-13. Um,
Yikes.
yeah, 2-13 was the actual stat line. Uh, but there are also games he will pull three bans or at least two bans every game. His Vladimir was kind of cracked. He dropped a pentakill in the Winter Bowl.
Oh
So
shit.
he's a legit player. He got sold for 51 points to Nigel too. That's a pretty good deal. Now I do believe this means that Nooner guy is roughly what 16, 15 points better of a player,
Yeah,
which is no chop.
definitely.
Fruit Tango. This guy is kind of cracked. Uh, he plays like mage supports somehow. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. My bad, bro. Uh, my bad, sister. Um, JB Roaster is gonna draft him because they're friends. Somehow this guy made JB Roaster look like a legitimate player, which is an impressive feat. So
Bro knows what to do.
yeah, I mean it's that is a feat I have not seen happen in years. So
And JB Roaster needs him.
yeah, and JB Roaster does actually secure him for 30 points. I'd say he got off a little bit easy.
Very good deal.
When you're in that captain strat, man, and people know that you want somebody on your team, it can be a real rough time to have to battle your way. You got to throw some elbows sometimes to get the players that you want. But yeah, I mean, for Tego, pretty good guy. I haven't seen him play very many like engage supports, but I'm sure he's got him. He's got that synergy with JB Roaster.
Really, he's flexible with it.
Yeah, I mean, Amuji's back. So Amuji's before your time, Squishy. Now, in 2021 or so, when Amuji was playing in OLS, he's possibly the only player I've seen that is like a gold ranked player who
Yeah.
would have their pick banned not because they had a thin champion pool, but rather because it was just so good that we couldn't figure out how to beat it. And that was
Sleeper
his
pick?
yeah, that was his Pike mid. He played Pike mid before they gutted it. uh,
Oh.
this guy's Emerald, by the way. I mean, he was Emerald back in the day. I don't know if he is right now. He might have pushed into Emerald recently, actually. But he's a good player. He can play jungle. He can play some support.
I'd
19
love to
points
see
for
his pick
him.
mid.
19 points for him is a pretty good price. He plays like Hecarim in the jungle, like bruiser type stuff.
Oh.
That is his, and that finishes out Cole's team. So Cole's team will be Noah, so it'll be Fruit Tango, Emoji, Tater, and Y with Cole. Interesting considering Y did say he was going to be playing ADC, but I think Cole's just going to tell him, you're on Malphite duty or whatever. Uh, and then Tater mid. Did Tater is Tater a mid lane player? I actually need to check that. Stand by.
Side quest.
Yeah, quick side quest. No, it's not T1 Tony. It's bro, where's this guy's name? Oh, are they? Oh, he moved him down here. Tiny Tater. He's a mid or top. So yeah,
Now
it's
shadows.
it's looking to be that we will indeed be seeing Y probably play top lane, which he's a good top laner. He's a hell of a top laner. JB's draft is Thanos, very solid, no weak links. I would agree with you until you look at the captain. All right, that guy is the weakest link imaginable. It's like walking up to a
Ain't
fence
no
and
way.
being like, walking up to like a literal adamantium fence, except it's built on a friggin' like big hill that's also built on sand, bro. Like I don't know what to say. This guy will troll your games. I've seen it. I have played many a duo queue game with JB Roaster, and he will int you. While
Bro
we were
can
talking,
be.
about how bad JB Roaster is, Shadow KTNO, this guy went for 53 points. He's a Masters top laner. This is an absolute highway robbery. To be quite frank, I don't know what Enrique and Rags kind of don't have that many points to start with anyway. But
Enrique never had points.
like, I'm not sure exactly what SS you're saving his money for. Um, Maybe there's another one or two excellent players left, but KT I
I
played with
trust
him in
it.
the Cup. He's like a legitimately kind of juiced top laner. He's got a voice that's made for radio, bro. It's the most like soothing thing in the world.
Bro's in love.
Gooby's up. He's another OLS like alumni guy. I remember him playing a lot of Jin. I don't know if he still plays Jin or not, but he's a really good player. Gooby might be Squishy. Gooby might be the only guy who is an ADC player who is like quiet
Huh?
in game. Yeah, he every other ADC I think and that I can remember from OLS is like borderline to fully psychotic. Is Gooby the same name as Gumby? His name was Kyle. No, it's not Kyle. It's his name is RJ. He's a chill dude. He's from like
Chill
2020
guy.
ish. 2020 plus. Good ADC though. He was a diamond back in the day. Probably what he was in the contention for best ADC at the time. I think. It's like him or Broobs, but Broobs was playing like Crit Ari and Call of Duty Zombies in the pregame lobby, so
Uh,
he was like trolling. Gooby, he's a solid player. Um, as you can see, people want him too. See if he goes up to 65 points.
still climbing. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, hey, those diamond players are worth a lot. I think they're starting to slowly kind of drain the number of diamond players available. Um, it's looking like there still is one, two, three, four, five diamond players left
Okay.
available, and then after that, it's a lot of there's some emeralds, there's some platinums in there, but we're starting to reach the point where you really want some of these players on your team. And for 56, pretty good price for Gooby. So Fizz, this is so this player. I've played a bunch of duo games with her. She has the most horrifying key bindings I've ever seen. They're
How
like
bad?
truly terrifying. She rebound like her abilities to QERF,
What
and
the
then has
fuck?
her active abilities are on like ZXCV, and she uses WASD to pan the camera.
And she's in gold?
Yeah, she's gold one. So she started playing League of Legends 4 months ago, and is gold one, which is insanely like
That's crazy, especially with those keybinds.
yeah, which is like a really impressive feat to be honest. To hit gold one that quickly. I've spoken to her before. She used to play Dota, a lot of Dota.
Yeah.
And she was a Vainglory. I don't know if you played Vainglory on your phone.
Hell no.
But it's like a MOBA on the phone. I guess she played professionally, bro, which is kind of wild.
Damn.
Yeah, what the fuck am I here, dude? It is horrifying. Okay,
I
she doesn't
disgusting.
have the recall button bound to B. She clicks the recall button, bro. I
What?
unbelievable. Lobshish is up. To quote, this is a quote from my friend Motley, who was Lobshish's last ADC that I could see. He said, "quote He would just pick us MF Seraphine and tell me what to do like a little StarCraft minion."
Damn.
And that's a pretty good, you know, explanation of
He's
what
climbing.
Lobshish is. He's a really good support. He was outside of the Awesomes for a short time. The one split that he played and then went off to training grounds because his team made him upset. Uh, I'd say Lobshish is probably the next best support. Um, he I remember him playing a lot of Pyke. He plays like Bard, I think. Interesting champion pool. He can play a lot of stuff though. He's a really good player too. Sold for 37 and to Nolan.
37
Um,
for them is
what is
pretty
Nolan's
good.
team looking like? It's him, Jung, and oh, so he's got a strong bot lane. Is Nolan, Jung, and Lobshish. Um, that's gonna be a horrifying bot lane to play against, and he's still got 51 points too, which is a little bit obscene.
What's this guy Rags doing though? Gold just passed out.
AFK, probably eating if I had to guess.
I believe it.
He's getting dinner. He's getting his fourth dinner right now. Yo, that's my dinner. I'll be right back. Take
What?
the cast real quick.
Oh boy. Now I'm in charge. Chat, I'm not good at casting. Chat ass you guys Dino Nuggies. Chat, does anyone know how tall Rags is? Because I have a feeling he's like 5. That's it. 5'1", I believe that. 5'1", 87 years old, elderly. What the fuck is up now?
Obese.
Obese is crazy.
Bad League of Legends player right here.
I've never seen Enrique post points without getting clowned on.
Yeah, he's gonna get hit with the clown emoji a lot. Yusuf is here, dude. Yusuf, I love playing the Yusuf. I played one split with him. Uh, he will play like Katarina mid, and
Shit.
within 4 minutes of every single game, you will hear him rage about how they took barrier or exhaust.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's
If
Katarina
they did,
players. Fucking
if
filthy
they
animals.
didn't, he's probably gonna sell a call. To be honest, 38 for Yusuf is a
I
pretty good
believe it.
price, I'd say. He
Katarina's
might
good
he
in
might be
player.
worth a little bit more than that, to be honest. He's one of the mid laners who can actually like carry. Now he might be carrying the other team every once in a while, but he's carrying somebody.
Did Enrique finally get
Hilarious guy.
something?
Yeah, Enrique did finally draft a player. Kenlin
Next
is
up.
up. The new Kenlin.
Oh shit.
The prince that was promised.
Filthy Katarina one trick.
Yeah, this is the Kenlin.
I hope Enrique doesn't get me. He doesn't want two Katarina mates.
Now, what are your thoughts on taking up the mantle of Kenlin?
I'll do
Or do you
it.
prefer to go by Kenneth?
I'm fine with Kedlin. I just need to earn it.
Yeah, that's true. You do need to earn it because, yeah, back in the day there was some competition for who was the best Kenlin. Um, Nowadays, there's only one, so you sort of get it by default. But you also
Till
really
another one comes
haven't
up.
you haven't had the opportunity to earn it yet. You gotta show yourself.
I will eventually. Guys, spend more on me, please. I need it for my ego.
No, trust me, brother. You want less points, all right? That means better teammates, my man.
Oh yeah, true. Damn, it's rising now.
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't have said
Damn.
something.
I don't know why they want me so much. When
You
I
go
played with
for
them, I was like
39.
half dead.
You go to his sister's team. You're
Oh
his first
boy.
player. You're the build around.
Oh boy. It was actually the first one I played with
Oh,
during
really?
my first 20. Yeah,
Kyle is.
Cherokee Bowl. Yep.
Do you
He
gank
sent me a
bot lane?
message saying, I don't know. He ganked me and I just carried.
Alright. Yeah, that means he did not gank bot lane, by the way.
Oh,
The
he
answer
like,
is did Kyle gank bot lane? 99% of the time, you just hit him with a no, and it's probably true.
yeah, I believe it.
But who else was on your team for the Turkey Bowl?
Uh, uh,
Do you remember him? Oh no, I put you on the spot here. Actually, oh,
fuck.
1 second. I think the stream is cutting out. We're back, guys. He told me all the people he was on the team with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I won't share him because I forgot him, to be honest.
We just called each other rat, cat, and
Rat,
starfish.
cat, and starfish. That's kind of base. Curse of Dragons is back. Now, Curse of Dragons, he has traditionally, so he's always a diamond player, but in past drafts, he's gone for very low points. And it's looking like that might be the case again. Now, oh, Enrique is throwing his hat in the ring. Enrique says that's a good ass deal. I want a diamond player for 18 points. Um, Now, he was allegedly maybe boosted one time because he does have some match history where he met a ADC in solo queue and then proceeded to play a bunch of duel games with him playing Yumi, and but he ended up in diamond off that. But he's actually a legitimate diamond player as well. It's just that
Oh
one
shit.
instance was a bit suspicious, and I think he would agree. He has fallen from grace. I'm not gonna lie, David. 18 points. I mean, I guess you were worth 27 last time. I think that you played in OLS, but that was also on like a 200 point scale. So this is a good position to be in if you're David though, because he comes back. He's hungry. He's got a vengeance ready.
Speaking of
He's got
hungry,
some
where the
banger
fuck is
teammates.
Rags?
Yeah, really. Speaking of hungry, uh, Z-Man gets thrown up. Z-Man's a classic OLS mid laner. He's a good player. He will run your drafts for you, which is really a big boon because if you don't have someone to run your drafts, you probably will lose. He'll shot call. He's got a pretty level head most of the time.
Most of the time.
He's got some sick echo clips too.
Ooh.
He even used to swap into the jungle every once in a while when he was playing with Enrique. Him and Enrique would like swap off if Enrique wanted to play Vladimir. But it looks like he's going to Alex, which makes sense. You know, Alex is his friend. Drafts him for 37 points. It's a again really good deal for somebody who I would consider to be a diamond player for sure. Yeah, Rags is still just
He's just
I don't
getting a
know.
mystery team by the end of it.
I mean, can we check the nearest McDonald's to see if Rags' internet went out? Because I think his free Wi-Fi might have just gone like kaput.
Who just left?
Tony Dang, T1 Tony. He's a
Opening with
top
35 is
mid
crazy.
ADC player. I mean, 35 is kind of wild, but I mean, it just kind of saves everybody's time a little bit because
Yeah.
and I mean, I don't know. Emerald player, he might. Okay, yeah, 36 to Nigel. So
Oh,
Nigel throws hat in the ring. He said, "I will not be getting, I will not be giving up another Emerald, good player for a mere 35 points. It's respectable.
does Rack contest it?
He
Ooh.
is, but we have a bit of a bidding war.
It's always these two.
We'll see. I'm not sure Nigel has. I mean, does he have very many points? He's got 62 left, and T1 Tony. I mean, he is a solid mid laner. I think Nigel's really jonesing for a mid laner at this point, because
That's actually has more
he was just throwing in a decent amount of points for Z-Man,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah. They want him though.
Squishy, do you play mid or top?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Katarina one trick, but I
You
play
might
everything.
be swapping. Oh, we have a drawn out
Oh,
bidding war.
fucking edging out here.
True.
Oh,
Sold? What
oh.
do you mean sold question mark? He's 42
So
points. Okay. I don't think you can give him another chance. Petrichor is left. Yeah, so the to do a quick recap, the only diamond player that is left is now actually there's two of them. There's Petrichor and there's Holiday. Petrichor is a top lane mid lane player, but I've only ever really seen him play top lane. Um, good solid player. And Holiday is a support player. He plays yeah. He has the um, reputation of being a Janna one trick. Uh, but he's actually got a couple other champions. I've seen him 1v9 on Bard. So if Rags doesn't
being
get
on board is
Holiday, it'll
crazy.
be insane. His rail is solid. Yeah, he has a bunch of different like other picks that are good. He just had that reputation of being like a Janna one trick for a while, and so that's why he was like a relatively lower probably cost player than he should have been. But he's actually hella good. I played in Cup I think with him. That's what it was. Nalgene's up, dude. Nalgene is one of the only players I've ever had an actual yelling match after a Clash game with.
Huh?
Yeah, I we
Contest?
had like a full on yelling match after a Clash game when he traded our entire base for a Baron.
What?
Like literally both our inhibs and then we lost the game. Like all of our inhibs, both our Nexus turrets, and then I think we had our Nexus down to like 500 HP. And I was like, brother, there's no shot that was the correct play. And he was like, no, and that, I think it was still the good one. I'm like, brother, we're
It
going to
was
lose.
gambling.
We will lose in like 30 seconds, and then we did lose in 30 seconds. All right.
Mouse number two.
So Najin goes to a sister. Now, to be clear, Najin is actually a pretty good player. He was one of the two that was, I believe he ended up winning the uh, the competition to see who the better Ben was between him and Misbu in the end. 17 is pretty wild for Najin, yeah. He now to be clear, he is hella washed. All right, this guy might have arthritis. He's that old,
Oh boy.
but if his Shen pops off like it used to, he could be a really really solid, yeah. 17 for Nalgene, 18 for David is like nuts. There will be Siller players who go for more than that. Pioneer 15 go. I know this is Alex's friend, so he probably is gonna just do what he has to. But the question is more, will the peanut gallery show him some mercy? If you think about your team so far, I think you probably are stupid,
Damn, not fighting it.
to put it lightly. That was directed at Rags. He asked how his team was going.
Rags is alive?
Rags, I think your team's going about as good as your diet is. All right.
Yo, Rags, how's your Happy Meal?
Rags is biting time. You wouldn't get it. No, more like biting time, because I'm not gonna explain that one. uh, oh, it looks like Pepperfessor's going up
What the
now.
fuck?
Again, I know Pepperfessor is I I guess he's drafting for Nightshine. He's Nightshine's friend, so
Uh,
Pepperfessor is Night. He's Bargov, but assuming he picks himself up now. Alex is making him bid for himself. Um, as he proxy drafts for another player, Kyle is going to make him pay for himself, which bit of a little bit of a brutal thing to watch after Alex just got his friend for like zero contest.
there's actual murder out here.
Now you could argue that this was brought upon himself by trying to bid up, you know, Alex. Oh no, this is yeah. He tried to bid up Alex's friend up here, so I
Oh,
think probably they said 15. That's pretty fair price for Pioneer. And then Pepperfessor said, nah, you're paying 2 extra points. And now he's getting absolutely dogpiled for 38 points for himself, an Emerald player.
stop.
I've never played with Pepperfessor before.
Never heard of him in my life.
But I mean, apparently he's worth 38 points. Kamikaze, again, another new face. Are you familiar with Kamikaze at all?
Think I played with him?
I don't know. I think it's probably one of Eminem's worst albums.
Oh, I think I did play with him.
31 points to Krusty Krab.
Dogpile him.
I mean, all gold equals no fearless. We play against him. Yeah, I mean, it seemed like he was an ADC player, but I think he was talking. I think he put that he wanted to be on like T1 Tony's team, or
Oh, wait, I played with him during Turkey Bowl.
yeah, Kamikaze goes to Kyle's team. So now SSR's team is you, Kyle, Nalgene in the top lane, and Kamikaze presumably playing ADC, which is
I've
that's
played
okay.
these games before.
Solid team, solid team. So we'll do a quick recap of all this before the next guy starts getting drafted. So as said before, JB Roaster has his team already. Charles has his team already. Most people are
Rags has
within. They
opposite.
have one or two players, and then Rags has not drafted a single person. So
Rags was typing in Twitch chat instead of the actual chat.
Emily Hardy's up. You know, allegedly, very good Kha'Zix and J4 player. It is pretty common for jungle for support players who are like Lulu mains to at the end of the season pick up high skill cap junglers such as Kha'Zix and J4 and
No, it's just like a
drop like
natural thing that
yeah
pulls in, you
drop
know?
like 2.5 times their average KDA on those and win every game. It happens. It's pretty wild. Maybe she makes
It's
the
like a
swap to
phase, you
jungle.
know?
Um, I mean she's like a pretty solid support player. She plays like enchanters. I don't think I ever really saw her play any engaged supports, but I could be wrong. That could be outdated info. Mostly like Nami. Tark is what used to play a long time ago, but I don't know if she plays that anymore.
Can't wait to see
Um,
the Pike pull out.
and it looks like Enrique drafts her. So
What does he have
Enrique's
left?
team is now he's drafted Curse of Dragons and so maybe Enrique is gonna play mid. Actually no, Yusuf is maybe Enrique plays top lane and Emily takes over in the jungle. Who knows?
He's poor.
He did draft Curse of Dragons and Emily, and Emily actually went for more points than Curse of Dragons, which might be a criminal act, to be honest. No offense to Emily, but
Ooh,
one of them is a
Petrichor.
diamond player. Petrichor goes up.
Rags
Uh,
finally votes.
yeah, Rags finally put some points up.
Fucker woke
He
up.
is being contended with though by friggin' Ethan, who has love you. So Ethan only has 45 points. So I think the max that Rags can pay for
Oh,
Petrichor is 45. Yeah, so now Rags will pay 46, and he just gets it
yeah.
pretty much. I don't think anybody actually has more than that. Alex could put all his points in to make him pay a little bit more, but I don't think he's gonna
Should
do
he?
that. Petrichor for 46. That's a
Rags'
that's a good
first
price.
teammate.
Now that price is paid for by the opportunity cost of not drafting any other player. So Rags is gonna have to pull some. He's gonna have to mine for some gold at this point. Some very good gold. Not any fool's gold. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got to find some platinum in there.
He's gonna go find more fucking
Perhaps
happy meals.
perhaps an emerald even.
Maybe.
Rare gems are quite valuable, I hear. So that concludes the. No, Holiday is still available. He's a diamond player. Other than that, the next highest ranked player is actually a platinum player. So we're
Oh,
starting to
cool.
get into the sticks. Which also means that Rag's team will at best be him, a diamond one, diamond three, diamond two player, top laner, and then three platinums,
But
which is I mean that's a team, I guess.
it works
So
enough.
basically, at that point, it's like Petrichor and three, you know, four platinum players pretty much.
Oh, holiday's up.
Holiday's up. This is the big one. We'll see. Alex does have to get two more players with his 50 something points, so he probably won't bite on Holiday just yet. Rags is just gonna spend a bunch of points on him.
Rags is going all out.
Yeah, I mean Rags has. I just have to keep making this larger so I can see it. Oh, that was a solid one. Rags is
Thanks.
gonna spend 45. Again, pretty good value for Holiday there. That puts two diamond players on Rags' team and one roughly emerald at best in Rags himself. So
Can't roll at that.
yeah, glad to see Rags finally lower the average BMI of his team by picking up two other players.
Rags finally waking up from fucking Taco Bell run.
Yeah, and I think at this point we do have a bit of disparity in who's got some players. We got some points. Leon goes up. Leon's a solid dude. He's fun as hell to play with. He's funny as shit too. He plays like he can play pretty much a lot of supports. He'll play like Leona. He'll play Nami. He'll play Karma. I think
Variety
he
is
plays Karma. He
huge.
played Morgana. Like he's got. I think that if you are an OLS captain and you're trying to round out your roster by this point, looking forward into am I considered gold because I'm currently ranked gold? Yeah, I think you're considered gold because that's just what I saw on the sheet. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh no, you're platinum. You're platinum right now. Because that's what you were last split.
What am I?
Uh, you are emerald, I think. That's what you were
Fuck,
considered.
sick.
I could be wrong on that.
I believe it.
Um, Leon's a solid player to pick up though. I mean, 13. That's a good pickup for um, Ethan's team. Getting Love You and a solid support. He's got to sort of be on a bit of a budget. Yeah, here's Kofta. The 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 old head. We'll see who picks him up. I think you probably have to have like some prune juice or something to go with it. You gotta be buying this guy like food from the O, I'd say.
Is he
You gotta
really that
take you
old?
gotta take him to G door. No brains, no hands. You've been warned. Nolan says, "Hey, come right in, brother." That's yeah, it is definitely This is like it's a rough time to try to determine, if an old player is gonna be able to come back and dominate like Russell Wilson at the middle of the year, or if he's gonna completely shit himself like Russell Wilson at the end of the year. So
Damn.
Xavier comes up, the Sky Blue Dragon. This guy is so much fun to play with. It's actually crazy. His thresh is nuts. His other stuff I will not comment on, or I'm in big trouble. But
Oh.
his thresh is elite. He's got some. He actually has other picks that he can play. And he goes to Nigel too, which is a perfect fit, I'd say. Um, it's sad. It's so sad you guys have to make Russell Wilson analogies. Rip Steelers. True, dude. I hate that guy. I hate Russell Wilson. I hope Mr. Unlimited gets limited, bro. I hope he gets limited to never playing in the NFL again. I hope he's on a budget for the rest of his life because he's out of the league. I hate him.
Our man has offs out there.
Yeah, I am his number one op. I hate Russell Wilson. Go Birds. I can't say I agree, but actually no. Against the Chiefs, I'd rather the Birds win. Patrick Mahomes is a little garden gnome, and I hate him. Um, so with the draft winding down, there are a couple of players who are still available. We've got, I believe, the highest ranked player that's available still is Mr. B-Bone. He's primarily a jungler. Um, yeah, here's the primarily a jungler. Cooper's still in there. He plays mid or top, I believe. But I think he mostly plays mid. Willie's still around. He plays mid.
Oh,
Nigel 1 is
Nigel
up.
one.
And
Did
it looks like
did
Ancestor
Isaac
says he did bid
test
himself up.
himself?
Not sure what that's about. You see, at this point, like, this is sort of what I was talking about earlier. Like, if you're gonna spend 27 points on 32 points on a gold player, and to be fair, this does round his roster out, but to spend 32 points on a gold player is a lot when you could have gotten an emerald for.
I'm stuck with
Yeah, there
Nigel.
were some players.
No.
Dude, that's rough. On plat peak, that hurts. Hey, I mean, gold, plat, whichever it is, right? When you are looking at the points that now Gene or that Curse of Dragons went, who are diamond peakers in like the Stone Age, I guess, right? Uh, yeah, maybe you should have spent some of those points on some of these other higher ranked players. Who knows? But also there's the other side of things. It's like 32 points to round out your roster. You don't have anybody below your on your team that's below like what emerald or gold. You have a team full of emeralds. That's a pretty good spot to be in if you're Kyle. Willie's up. Menacing menopause, bro. This guy's
Hashtag
psychotic.
sexy.
Hashtag sexy. I don't know if I ever really saw Willie lose a game, but I think that's mostly because his teammates would do it for him. Um, he'll play like Corky mid. He's got a bunch of mid lane picks. He's just he's a chiller in the mid lane. He won't really lose you the game. Which, to be honest, if you're drafting a platinum gold player and you have a pretty good guarantee that they're not going to lose the game for you, and you have masters players on your team who just want the game in their hands, uh, he's a really solid player to sort of fill in for your team on the back end. And
Very
looks
sad.
like
Very good.
Nolan agreed because he's going to drop the remainder of his points on Menacing Menopause, which gives him a team of a Diamond ADC, Diamond support, a Dr. Mundo pre-work one trick, and Menopause in the mid
Pre-work.
lane. Gripper Sniffer's up. Tomas has been a staple. He's been around for quite a while. He's a. I haven't played with him too much myself. Known for his baby boss FFS ability. This guy will int. That's what I'm reading there. I hate the boss. I hate him. I can't
He's
tell you.
something.
I think the boss might have single-handedly ruined more of my solo queue games than any other figure on the planet.
I think. Yeah, same. Honestly,
Tyler one might be up there because
I do if my friend
because
he
I
goes
started
silent.
playing because I started playing Draven because of Tyler one. But
Oh,
yeah, I mean, Boss probably has actually caused me the highest amount of LP loss besides maybe JB Roaster.
Trying to split push 24/7 while I'm getting my fucking asshole pounded.
Yeah, dude. B Bone's up. Yeah, B Bone. He might go. Will he go for one? There's no way B Bone goes for a singular point when there are bronze players available. Yeah, Enrique is like that is not gonna happen. We'll see if
Bro,
Enrique.
had a deal.
I mean, hey, 3 points. I'm about to say 2, 3, 4 points for a platinum player. Mr. B-Bone, he's been around for a long time. He's won championships, man. And you're not gonna
What is this
pay Enrique's
caption? But
price.
with Biden out of office, his microphone is loud and clear.
Oh yeah, that was an anonymous source that I found from way, way back in the day, saying, "quote We need Joe Biden to take Bryce's fucking mic. This kid cannot be allowed to shot call." Uh, but
That's
you know,
crazy.
Biden's gone now. He's free. Um, 15. B-Bone sold for 15 points to Ethan. So it's no, not to Ethan, to Nightshine. So that gives you your full team, I believe. No. Nightshine's team is
What?
yeah, you're not drafted on Nightshine's team. So it's B-Bone, Pet Professor, Gooby, Katino. That team is pretty solid. It will live or die by B-Bone trying to 1v3 as Warwick in the middle of their jungle. But to be
Love
honest with you, if maybe it is the case that Willie and Wyatt are just, and Kyle as well, right? His former teammates that he mostly had on the team for a long time. Uh, if those guys were just bad players and weren't playing around him, right? Maybe KT, maybe Shadow, maybe Nightshine can figure out a way to figure it out. At this point, we're just far enough into the draft where a lot of players are just, most people have their team set up,
Except for
and it's basically just a matter of, you know, I think, yeah. So like for example, Ethan has enough points where he can just bid on two people and win them immediately. So I think he's just picking the players that he wants, right? Because even if he
yeah.
spends, so many. Oh, there's been an adjustment. Maybe some negotiations are happening in the draft channel
The fuck?
because B-Bone has allegedly been traded to
I think
Ethan's team, and
it was
Nightshine
a
has
mix
picked
up
up
because
Jataxis, a bronze
it's
player.
like,
So B-Bone actually has been traded away for a bronze. That's kind of crazy.
damn.
B-Bone has been multiplied.
There's two emotes.
There are two B-Bones on Ethan's team. Good heavens. Yeah, Ethan's team comes out to be Ethan, who's a mid lane player, Love You, who is a jungler, Diamond, Masters plus jungler, Sir Porpoise, a gold support, Gripper Sniffer, I believe he's silver, gold, mid laner, and then B-Bone, who's a gold, platinum, somewhere in that range, maybe emerald,
I do remember this.
jungler. Solid. We'll see. Maybe Love You won't play the jungle. Maybe they're gonna put B-Bone mid. Maybe they'll put him ADC. He did use to rush Static Shiv on Tristana before it was, reworked. Um, it was really bad, but he did it. Not much to say. Not much else to say about that. We got Kyle Hardwick, 2 halls, Meat Rider. The man running the draft goes for 11 points to Rags. And I think at this point, yeah, Rags just picks. Oh
Yeah,
no,
Rex.
Rags burned all his points on him.
Yeah, he just gets whatever.
So Rags he is, you know, he's gone from riches to rags, if you would like to say that.
Absolute comedian out here.
Yeah, I mean, that one wasn't my best work, but I think I like it. Uh, that can be pretty detrimental to a team. I mean, to have 0 points going into this, in these final minutes.
That's actually what
So
happened with my draft.
it's looking like Rags, he burns all his points now. Enrique gets to choose which player he wants, and then it'll move on to Nigel picking his player, and then Rags will get whoever's left over. So yeah, so it looks like Nigel will pick up ePimp. That's his long time friend. Enrique picks up Scoop. Honestly, I don't think Scoop needs to be in the conversation with, as like the bottom three pick here. But good for Enrique, honestly, because that's a solid choice. Uh,
What does Rags
and
get?
then Rags will be getting Chess Dodo. Chess Dodo. I don't know how you say it.
Dodo.
Now, I did do some research, and I went on Chess Doodoo Dodo, Chess Dodo, I'll say. Chess Dodo's stream last night, and he might be the only bronze slash iron player I've ever seen with like jungle timers from like the add-ons, that you can buy, like not buy, but like that you can download
Yeah,
to like click. So honestly, that's not even a bad. I know the guy started playing a year ago. Um, if you already have jungle timers, you probably are learning a little
go.
bit better than the average. I mean, you're better than the average iron player. I can tell you that much, right? So
Yeah,
maybe he can hold this team together. I mean, the good thing for him, at least, is the feeling that he's not the worst player on the team, which is really important to build some confidence in your first split. Knowing that Rags is on your team and he will throw the game uh, is gonna be a pretty comforting feeling for him, I'd say.
honestly, I'm just sorry they have Rags.
Yeah, I mean that
Must be
that team would
tragic.
be so sick if not for the captain, basically.
They remove the
So
captain, they'd be thriving.
yeah, what if they just like do a mutiny and play 4v5?
That'd be fire.
That'd be dope as hell. So yeah, so here are your OLS teams. I don't have the ranks pulled up next to them, but Squishy, what would you say are your top, one, two teams to look out for?
Definitely not Rags.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
I mean, any of the other nine teams, if you want to rank them one to nine, even.
Number one, as Heister's team, because Bushy's on it.
Okay, all right,
Number two, Charles's team, because Nooner's on it.
true, actually. Although I'd put him in number one, but
I'd say Rags' team is like a 50-50. Either they're gonna pop the fuck off, or they're gonna have Rags.
yeah, I mean, I'm just sending up some prayers for Holiday, who's got to play with Rags really in the bot lane.
Yeah.
He might be permanent rearming. Um, I think like if you're looking at these teams in terms of just raw rank, um, I think Nolan probably. It's hard because Rags' team is probably a higher average rank, but he does have like a bronze slash iron player, right? So
Yeah.
he can't really rank. It's hard to tell if sometimes those players can be surprisingly good and kind of hold their own. Sometimes they will just kind of sink your entire team. So it's hard to really judge if three diamond players are going to be able to manage. Um,
I
but I
don't
think if
know.
anybody's going to do it, it's probably that group of guys.
I I have
I,
hope for Ethan's team, honestly. B-Bone's
yeah,
gonna pop off.
dude. After all the dogging that he received in the bidding channel, him getting stiffed for like 4 points, that's insane, bro. Now he did end up going for 15, but I feel like 15 even it might be a bit light for B-Bone. Um,
I believe
in
him.
terms of some of the better like I would say like Nigel's team where it's him. Nigel himself is a diamond player. He's got Chansey on his team who is a Masters top laner, and T1 Tony who I saw he's got some Draven games. He's got some mid lane. Um, the big question is if they're gonna put where they're gonna put ePimp pretty much.
Yeah.
He's not going to play top lane if Steven's there. And T1 Tony, I believe, is like either mid or ADC. Um, it. There's some question marks there, but the average rank is pretty high. Um, I think Nightshine's team is also quite good. Jataxis used to be someone who you get him and he might tank your entire draft. He used to be like
Oh,
the Iron player, right? Over the
yeah.
years, he has improved substantially. His rank may not show it because I don't think he grinds rank too much. But I've played OLS games against him where I was like, no, this guy is better than like some gold platinum players I played against. Particularly like his Karma. He played Karma top for a couple games a couple splits ago,
Ew.
and it's like, hey, you say that, dude, but when you're a bronze player, you make it work. And his Karma top was making it work. So
Fair
he's got
enough.
some, he's got a bag of tricks he can pull. in terms, this team is really good. Gooby and KTNO are probably good enough to win a lot of games. Um, it's just a
Now,
matter of
which
if
one's the Mundo pre-work?
Under pre-work is where is he at? It's Kofta. So it's Nolan's team of Nolan himself, Jung, and Lobshish in the bot lane, and then Kofta I assume is going to be playing jungle, and Nolan might just pick up the reins in the top lane. Um,
You think we'll see the Mundo?
oh yeah, absolutely. I think he's going to play a Mumu, and then when a Mumu gets gone, he's pulling out the Mundo.
That's peak.
It's going to be so sick. Um, I think Enrique's team is pretty filthy. Um,
Well,
we'll
someone says
see.
fuck no.
There is some uncertainty, I'd say, with where Curse of Dragons will be going. Um, I think he can play mid lane, but you don't want to kick him mid lane and then Yusuf has to play somewhere else. Uh, maybe he can play. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how that team shakes out. But to be fair, um, if I'm Enrique, I'm not sure I'm letting Curse of Dragons go for 18 points either. That's a really, really high value pick. Um, David is like he's a legit diamond player. At least he was in his heyday. So we'll see if he can bring it back.
Or if he's
Um,
washed.
you know, I would say Alex's team in terms of raw rank is pretty far down. He did draft two of his friends that are both, I believe, one is gold and one's silver or something like that, or maybe one's plat, one's gold. It's like in that range. But he did get Z-Man, who, between Alex and Z-Man, they might be able to cook something up. And Nick Ellis, Owo, Easy Prey, for 25 points is like actually a robbery, I think. Um,
Really?
he's up there in terms of like junglers. Um, I'm not sure I would say he's like in that top tier with like Nigel and Enrique and all that, but and Ulysses, right? But he's like a pretty strong, I'd say, second tier, like top of the second tier. He probably could out jungle like Nigel or Ulysses on occasion, right? If the storm, all the stars align and all that,
If.
he's a solid jungler. Um, we'll see. I'm happy about my team too, man. I got the Coldy Goat on my team. I got Gama in the top lane. This guy, he's like the Rock. Charles, my beloved. And then me and Physics, we might both be on Cloud 9 next year. Like, we might be their starting bot lane. There's a good chance. I
Ooh,
won't say 100%, but like, it's up there.
it's possible.
I wouldn't even say I'd say it's probable, even.
I
And
believe
then,
it.
we've got Cole's team. He drafted quick and got the hell out. But his team he's got a solid team as well. Amuji, he's coming back. We'll see if he can bring it back in the jungle. But back in the day, he was a solid player for a long, long time. And Cole and Y have some synergy already from our classic team, the Broken Vending Machines. Um, and he's got Tater too. Tater, like we were saying earlier, he's a big question mark. Tater might be
The
the
wild
best
card.
value player in the draft, really. Um, those unknown guys, you get them. It's like getting a mystery box, bro. It's like getting one of those whatever you spend in League now to like roll for the Jinx skin, except instead of having like
Oh,
a 0.05% chance, it's like a 60% chance you get gifted like $1,000.
40% chance you get fucked in the balls.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, 4% chance you just kind of just get like bent, but we'll see if Tater can. You know, there's a lot of question marks in this draft, especially with all the old guys coming back. There's not too many of a, you know, we can sit and theorize. Oh, I
Tater
think
says I'm 50
I
blue
think this
essence.
player is gonna be elite because they were elite 3 years ago, and oftentimes that's not the case, and there are also guys who get better with age, so.
Rose calling them old.
I mean, there are some old players in this draft, bro. One of the guys that was drafted literally played pre-work Mundo as a one trick. Okay,
Yeah.
like
I'm talking Rags is elderly.
oh, Kofta, he says, hell no, that champ is dead.
Yeah.
Tiny Tater said he's 50 blue essence. Kofta's turning
Nah,
30 this year. Honestly, in terms of the
damn.
Facebook group, you might actually be one of the young ones. To be quite frank, Kofta.
Young ones is crazy.
I mean, I think most of the Facebook era guys are like at the minimum late 20s nowadays. So Kafka, he's coming up. I'm drawing you over. I'm drawing. I'm a drawing you send a riot for 1 RP. That's Curse of Dragons. He said it.
I'd value at least 50.
I mean, Curse of Dragons. I will say Curse of Dragons for 18 is legitimately like that's a little disrespectful. I'd say. Uh, like I think the reason that Curse of Dragons gets drafted for so little is almost entirely due to his champion pool. He will play champions that he says, quote, are super funny, end quote. And I think ADCs just like hate that champion pool. It's like Senna, Blitzcrank, Yumi, Zillion. Like these are champions that he will play,
Yikes.
and it you almost have to draft someone who is like uh, who's familiar with playing with those champions for it to work out. And I do think that let me check out the team. Like if you are drafting and David to be your player, to be your support, I think like the best thing that you can do for him is to set him up with a solid mid laner and a solid jungler because he's gonna be roaming a lot. That's his big thing. Even back in the day before uh, every Masters support player or whatever was telling everyone to, roam 24/7 because your ADC is like brain dead or whatever. Uh, David started that, I would say. Even in like the old days, you'd see him like roaming mid on Blitzcrank level 3, just to like burn a flash and then like spam the Blitzcrank laugh.
The
So
Blitzcrank Lab is crazy.
yeah, like he's a solid player. He just has to have I think like a specific team to like have around him to really flourish. And I really think a team with Enrique and Yusuf might be his ticket in. We'll see.
I'm just hoping my jungler can roam bot.
Yeah, that's not happening. I hate to break it to you. There's not a jungler. I think Alex is the only jungler who actually ganks bot. And he is probably not playing jungle this split. So we'll see if Goldie Guy does. If Goldie Guy starts ganking bot, I might buy him a fruit basket.
Your jungler doesn't gank bot, gank your jungler.
I had a yeah, if your jungler doesn't, dude, I had a split with Kyle with Ez History where he did not gank bot a single time. The whole split. I nearly wanted to die, like in real
Damn.
life. But yeah,
He
so
probably on.
there's your All Us 2025 teams. I would say I know Rags had his little spiel earlier, so I'm gonna add on to that a bit. I know this year we are going to be. I've talked with Rags about it. We'll have a couple of different categories for like some end of season rewards, or awards I should say, and rewards. Um, so I know for a fact we will be doing some form of an MVP for OLS to split. Definitely for like overall MVP, and then also per position. And the important thing to know about that is that it's not necessarily just the best player, because otherwise it would just be like a bunch of Masters players winning, right?
Yeah.
But it's based on how many points you went for. So if you went for, if you're a 10 point Andy and you are playing like you are a Masters player, you can get recognized for that over somebody who is an actual Masters player who's maybe playing a bit higher than they should. So we'll probably be doing one overall MVP and then positional MVPs as well. And then I kind of want to incentivize people to clip. Uh, you know, Squishy, you haven't been around for too long, but back in the day, you can scroll up in the OLS Hall of Fame and find clips from when I made the club, when I made the Discord in 2020. In
2020.
OLS in 2020, yes, there's a clip I vividly remember where somebody, I think it was Willie actually, menacing menopause. He is on the other side of the dragon pit playing Cho'Gath, and he literally TPs like 4 inches to go over the wall so that he can like might steal the Baron with his ult, and it actually works. It's the most
No
obscene thing
way.
I've seen in years. Um, I might actually be able to. Low key, I might be able to pull it up. But
We're at the fucking mind control
oh,
position
here it
swap.
is. Let me see if I can search chat. Uh, but I want to incentivize people to clip again. Oh, this is the up and smoke. Um, oh, hold on. Wait, can I open it in quiet? This is a classic clip, by the way. So it's an Elder Drake, which makes it even better.
Oh my god.
Look at this teepee, dude. Incredible. This is a gold clip.
Best player out there. MVP just for that.
Incredible. I don't know how this happened, but the fact that it happened and I still have a video recording of it 4 years later is incredible to me, and that says a lot about like how people like keep the club going, right? And
Yeah.
so I want to incentivize people to make more clips. So we'll have a competition at the end of the year of voting, or maybe we'll have it done by like a committee or something like the friggin' college playoffs, uh, where we'll vote on like the best clips, and then we might have like a most frequent sub or something like that, just to kick something for the guys who frequently are going to go out and sub in for games, which is a pretty
Yeah.
thankless task sometimes. And I'll the plan is to get like some Riot merch. I'll probably get some League merch, like some T-shirts or those little like plush things or something like that, right? To hand out to the guys who are exceptional in this OLS at least. Um, so we'll probably release like a more structured announcement later. But I at least wanted to throw that out there for everybody who's still watching.
Everyone lock in.
It'll be a fun split. I'm looking forward to it.
It'll
Any
be interesting.
any closing thoughts, Squishy?
Uh what is it? Everyone except Icester, lock in.
As is you've been
Ancestor,
targeted.
just just go bot,
Just go
please.
bot. He's not
Just
going
go
to.
bot.
Narrator, that would not happen. But yeah. So thank you for casting with me.
Of
Appreciate it.
course.
You know, thanks everybody for signing up. I know we were at 20 signups at this time last week, right? So to have such a big turnout at such a short notice is really really nice, and I appreciate it. Um, as somebody who has been around the club, and I want to see it live and prosper. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, first of many many streams, first of the year. You got your teams. Send out some messages. Get some duo queue games in. Have a good time.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everybody.
Do your best.